let's explore more autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 87 of a series. Alright, I'm going to share with you now an article titled, Is Autism Incurable? And it was written by Michelle Mohr, M-O-H-R, and it ran in the Chicago Tribune back in 1998. I don't have the exact month and day attributed to this, but it did run in 1998. So it says here, imagine being in a foreign country where you don't understand the language or the customs and where your failure to act as a resident's due is interpreted as stubbornness or stupidity. That scenario, according to parents and researchers, characterizes the world of an autistic child. And we're starting off. They're talking about us without us. This is the pattern. This is the pattern then. Autism is a neurobiological condition diagnosed through certain behavioral characteristics. No one knows what causes it, and there is no cure. However, a determined group of parents is hoping to find some answers. Local chapters of the Cure Autism Now Foundation, including recently formed Orland Park Group, are focusing their efforts on bringing together scientists and researchers to share their findings about the syndrome. There is too much of an attitude that autism is hopeless and incurable, said Ellen Bolt of New Lenox. It is not. We just haven't found the answers yet. Remember what I'm talking about, a belief system? This is the autism belief system being presented here. Bolt 40, a member of the CAN Foundation State Board of Directors, looked for a medical diagnosis for her son's autism, and her research led her to the national organization. Right, so Andrew, 6, the youngest of 4 children, was diagnosed with autism at 25 months old. He had very normal development, Bolt said. He deteriorated very quickly between 18 and a half and 19 and a half months old. It was like a freight train slamming into a concrete wall. All his systems shut down. Is that a burnout for babies, maybe? I don't know. All right, Andrew withdrew from family members and became a screaming, shrieking child who alternatively rocked and banged his head against the wall. After months of medical testing, doctors delivered the diagnosis. Andrew had autism. Misconceptions about autism abound. Medical researchers previously defined autism as a condition that manifested itself at birth, while some researchers theorized it was the fault of the parents, mothers especially, who did not give their infants enough love and attention, said Kathy Stekhan of Orland Park. More research dollars need to be allocated for a cure for autism, said Stekhan, 43, who leads a local support group for parents of autistic children and helped organize a Southwest suburban chapter of CAN. And just a reminder, when the autism community is included, the autistic community is excluded. So, according to current scientific research, the primary symptoms of autism are its early onset, usually between the ages of 18 and 24 months, with severe impairment of language, cognition, and learning skills. These symptoms result in abnormal social behavior, ranging from refusing to make eye contact to repeating certain actions. A popular conception of autism comes from Dustin Hoffman's portrayal of an idiot savant in Rain Man. The character, a genius with numbers, can handle the daily task of living or relating and often resorts to repetitive or ritualized behaviors when faced with new situations. That's one type of autism, Stekhan said. Autistics exhibit a wide variety of different characteristics, she said. And if we'll recall, Bernard Rimland was the person of influence about the portrayal of autism in the movie Rain Man. He was on set as an advisor. So just a little FYI on that one. Secondary symptoms can include seizures, hyperactivity, and self-injurious behavior. Deafness and blindness are also common in autistic children. There is no medical treatment for autism, although there is help for specific symptoms. Drugs may be prescribed to control seizures, but early intervention programs for autism focus on behavior and stress, speech, physical, and occupational therapies. Oh, I had lots of speech therapy growing up, lots and lots. And then again as an adult. Yeah, so support is critical for parents, Bolt said. There are a lot of misconceptions and parents have to fight for everything. At first, Bolt concentrated on educating herself about the syndrome and figuring out what therapies worked for her son. But I couldn't shake the feeling that it was something medical. She said, I didn't want to just work with the diagnosis. Today, Andrew is involved with speech, physical, and play therapies, and he attends kindergarten at Little Friends, a Naperville school for children with developmental disabilities. He has improved. Andrew squeals and points and makes eye contact. But I still want to know what happened at 18 and a half months, Bolt said. There must be an explanation, and that means medical research. When your child is first diagnosed with autism, you need support and education, Steckhan said, whose autistic son, Kurt, 11, attends regular classes at the local junior high school. But you eventually move towards acceptance and, finally, action. Kurt was diagnosed with autism at age 4, although developmental delays were identified before he reached his first birthday. We had to search for a correct diagnosis, Steckhan said. She became involved with groups that promoted awareness of developmental disabilities and eventually autism, and helped found an informal parent support group in Orland Park 2 years ago. We met to network, to share information and friendship, she said. The group is in the process of becoming a Cure Autism Now chapter. The Cure Autism Now Foundation was founded in November 1995 in California by Portia Iverson and Jonathan Shaystack following the autism diagnosis of their son, Dove, at 21 months. This group was created by parents who were determined to support research by raising the money themselves, Bolt said, adding that the Illinois Foundation was formed 2 years ago. The national group has put together a scientific advisory board from disciplines including neurology, biology, immunology, genetics, biochemistry, and pharmacology, and engages in fundraising, research, and political action. Locally, CAN sponsored a conference in September at St. Charles that brought together nearly 300 parents and medical researchers from across the country. A second conference was scheduled later that year. So, in addition, the Illinois organization is working with Mike Royko Fund for Autism Treatment and Research to sponsor a celebrity golf outing. The late Tribune columnist grandson, Ben 4, was diagnosed with autism just after his second birthday, according to his mother, Karen Royko. Right, so it just talks about Cure Autism Now being one of the groups working with the Royko Fund, but the benefits, the goal for CAN is to help fund research to find the cause or causes of autism, but the benefits hit close to home. I find it helped me a great deal to become involved in an organization that promotes awareness and education, Steckhan said. It helped me to help my child and to help other people. So, and then there's a push for the meetings that happened there in that era. All right, that was a lot. Thank you for joining me and learning a bit more about autistic history.